Oh, hey man, haven't seen you in a while. Hey, do you want to play Games Workshop's best game with me?
Yeah, I would love to play Warhammer 40K with you.
No, it's not Warhammer 40K. That's probably one of their worst. I'm talking about Necromunda.
Necromunda, but it doesn't even have any space marines.
Maybe that's why it's so much better. So, why do I think Necromunda is Games Workshop's best game? I got a few reasons. First up, ease of getting into. Necromunda is so easy to get into, and I don't just mean like the rules and everything else like that. I mean that if you want to get into a game, you go out, you buy the gang that you want. You find a gang box, you buy it. They're $45. If you have some dice, you can pretty much start playing this game. Yes, you'll need rules and you can get the rule book at a later point, but there's enough online to find that you can probably start with just that. Okay, do I recommend getting a rule book? Yeah, they're like 60 bucks. But if you and a friend split it, not that bad. And there are other books and other things you can buy, but to get started, that's about all that you need to start this game. And the other thing that I just have to mention when you buy these, I usually pitch on Games Workshop because they're so expensive. I mean, most people do, right? It's an expensive company to be a part of. It just is. And Necromunda is kind of like their only not so much game. And what I mean by that is for 45 bucks, you get two sprues, okay? Two sprues that are just chocked full of pieces. And most of these boxes can make upwards of 10 units. So that's $4.50 basically per unit that you make. And there's tons of weapons, there's tons of heads, there's tons of options for you to make these. So as far as like getting models for money, this has got to be the best deal that Games Workshop offers. Now I mentioned the rules are easy to get into, and they are. I mean, it's pretty standard for tabletop gaming. It has the switching activation, so you move one character, I move one character, and so you don't have to wait for a whole team to go. You don't have to sit there for a half hour while your opponent does their moves. They do one, you do one. And it's one of those things that you can teach somebody while you're playing the game. Like, give them their units, your units, kind of help them with putting them on the board, and then walk through how you play, and you can teach them as you go. Which, I mean, if you want to get somebody into the hobby, it's the best way to do it. It's the easiest way to do it. And there are some cool rules. There's some cool mechanics in the game, you know, that if you're too close to an edge, you can get knocked over the edge and you can fall. And, you know, there are line of sight is basically if you can see it, you can shoot it, you know. So you kind of have to get down there with your models and figure things out, which I always think is fun. And it promotes terrain that is all over the place. Okay, but we'll talk about the terrain a little bit later. But you're not just playing on a flat board. I feel like most tabletop games feel very flat. Necromunda does not feel flat. And another thing that I absolutely love about this game is that when you get your box, you know, and there's multiple boxes, multiple gangs and things like that, but when you get your box, you can set it up one way and decide, I don't like that. I want to set it up different next time. And the next time you can set it up differently. Do you want to start with 8 units with just terrible equipment? Do you want to start with 4 units with really good equipment? Do you want to do something in between? You can pick and choose how you want to do that. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You're not stuck with, you know, just these guys. This is how they are. They'll never change. You can change them to whatever you want. And when you put the models together, you can have them reflect that in what guns and things you give them, which I think is really cool. And if you've already made the models and you don't want to do that again, you don't have to. But it's really nice to say, oh, well, this is my primary unit with his 2 plasma pistols. And guess what? Your primary unit has 2 plasma pistols. You know, and oh, and these are my 4 starting units that have just a laser pistol or just a las rifle. Guess what? You got 4 units with las rifles. So, I mean, you can tell what your unit is just by looking at it, generally, if you make them that way. And they can get hurt in combat. And so the next time, oh, he's only got 1 arm. You know, you can do all sorts of things like that. You can take the RPG aspect of it as far as you want. And if that's 0, Who cares? It's 0. You can just play for the fun of the game, or you can crank it to 100 and do a really big, like, this is my crew, my gang, and they're this way because, and this is their leader, and each of my units is named, and oh no, Hector sucks, but good, I got this guy over here who's so much better. And so I just love that aspect of it. And honestly, I thought I would have analysis paralysis, right? Where I'm looking at these units and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And then I realized that it doesn't matter. Set it up the way you want to. Try it. If you don't like it, go back. Go back and remake them a different way. Try again. And I love that part of it. Now, going back to building the board vertically, right? This game promotes creativity. It promotes you getting in there doing your crafting stuff, okay? This game promotes 3D printing. It promotes building of all different kinds and shapes, whatever you have out there. And if you want to 3D print, you can. If you want to craft, if you want to turn a bottle into a silo, you can. If you want to turn a box into a building, you can. If you want to turn popsicle sticks into stairs, into walkways and things like that, do it. This game, these games that I've seen, these tables that I have seen are amazing. And they're all different. Some are 3D printed, some are MDF. You can laser cut it out if you want to, and there's templates online for free. You can just build it from scratch. You can use paper. You can do whatever you want. You can make it as flat or as vertical as you want it to be. And that just adds to the game. It promotes you to do this and make these tables that are just amazing. And if you have one and your friend has one, you can swap them between. I love that part of the hobby in a whole, and that Necromunda fully promotes it. And the rules work easily enough with buildings and things like that you can figure it out. And it's always great when a model falls from like 3 feet up instead of like 3 inches. It's great. When I was in high school, I had a group of friends that we all played Magic the Gathering. And it wasn't because we all just were like, one day we're nerds, let's go buy Magic cards. It was because one of us got into it. And then they got another one into it. And then they got another one into it. And the way that we got them into it is, hey, come over. I have a couple decks. You should try this game out. And we would play together, right? And you can do 1v1. Guess what? Necromunda, you can do 1v1. You want to do a 3 free-for-all? You can do a 3 free-for-all. If you want to do 2v2 and have 2 gangs team up, you can do that. And you can pull people into the game, and literally all they have to do is go out and buy that $45 starter box, and you can start. And you can play. And that's what makes Necromunda, in my mind, so fun. And it's always constantly changing. I mean, the way the system works is that you have a certain amount of currency, and everyone has that same amount, 1,000 credits. All right, use this 1,000 credits to buy your gang. Each character costs this much. Each weapon costs this much. And it's not like it's just like insane amounts of things. It's enough to make a difference and to really customize and make things the way that you want them. And when you win a fight against another gang, you get more money and you can proceed. The whole theory behind this is that you are in a hive city, and a hive city is a city full of billions of people, and it's basically a city that was built on top of another city, on top of another one, and another one, and another one, and the people in the lower levels have never seen the sky. They've never seen the sun. They've never seen natural light, and you're starting out there in this gang, and you got to get your gang from there up to the top. That's where the RPG side of it comes in. Like I said, you don't have to do that. You can just fight until you find out who's the best. You got your Pokemon out there. You're going to fight them to see who's the best, who's the master of all. And that part of it is so cool. And the gangs are all so different. You have your technology buffs. You have your weird secret, wearing capes, basically vampire looking things. You got your muscle-bound Goliaths. You got your people from Mad Max with mohawks and glasses and yellow and bright pink armor and stuff. Like, it's amazing just how diverse this game is. Oh, and every game that you play isn't going to take 3 hours of your life or longer than that. I mean, most matches of Necromunda can be done in about an hour. You know, sure, they can go longer, they can go shorter, but about an hour per match. Like I said, it's an easy game to get somebody involved in, and it's not this huge time commitment that they're going to have to set aside once a month because that's the only time they have it. It's, come on over, let's play a match, then we'll go get dinner afterwards, you know, or whatever. And that part right there too makes it a huge win in my book. So I'm actually painting my first group, my first gang, the Van Saar, okay? And I love how they turn out. Their playstyle is kind of different. I'm not used to just being like the running and gunning type, but the units are so easy to put together, and I'm super excited to get into it. And I've already started printing terrain so I can make my own board, and I'm going to make it just crazy. So if you're interested in that, please like, please subscribe, stick around, follow the channel. We do everything tabletop gaming. This is my first Necromunda video, but I hope to do more because I think it is amazing, and I hope you do too. So stick around, drop a comment below, let me know why you think Necromunda is great, or if you don't think it's great, why. I mean, honestly, what Games Workshop game is better than this? And you can't say Mordheim, because they don't sell anything for that anymore. But I would understand if you did, because it's basically Necromunda in the old world. So anyway, drop a comment below, let me know what you think of Necromunda, and as always, don't spend so much time building your world, your hive city, that you forget to spend some time in it. Until next time.